Brothers and sisters, the Vedas and the mantras derived from them are also recounted in the Mahabharata. Why? Because the Mahabharata contains the story of Nala and Damayanti. Nala and Damayanti. Nala was a king, a very great king. He was a powerful monarch. His wife was Damayanti, and they also had a son and a daughter. His brother, Pushkara, challenged him to a game of dice, in which Nala lost his entire kingdom and all his royal possessions. Consequently, Pushkara expelled King Nala from the palace. King Nala and Damayanti, along with their children, departed for the forest. There, they endured immense hardship, suffering, and sorrow. King Nala was tormented by hunger. He went to a lake, caught some fish, that is, he caught and killed them, and brought them back. When he arranged for firewood and prepared a hearth to cook them, he needed water to clean and wash the fish. So he chanted a mantra to conjure water. However, the moment the water appeared, the fish vanished into it. They dissolved into the water, leaving the couple hungry once again. King Nala could bear it no longer. While the queen slept beside her children, he fled the scene and traveled far away. Meanwhile, when Damayanti awoke, her anguish was indescribable. Only she could truly comprehend the suffering she endured. Eventually, she and her children made their way out of the forest and arrived in another kingdom. There, she took up work as a servant in the king's household. While she was working there, it is worth noting that Damayanti's own father was a highly influential and powerful monarch in his own right, whose influence extended far and wide. However, she did not reveal this fact to the king of the realm where she was working. Had she done so, she would not have been given the job. Thus, Damayanti secured the position and began her work there. Meanwhile, as King Nala traveled on his journey, he encountered a highly venomous serpent along the way. The serpent was in dire distress and on the verge of death. The king rescued it, lifting it to safety. From, was it a fire or something else? I have forgotten the exact details now, though they are recounted in the Mahabharata, which I read a long time ago. The snake was extracted and saved. Once the serpent had been brought out, it spoke, saying, "Maharaj, you have saved my life. You have bestowed a great favor upon me. Please take me along with you, and count your steps as you go." The exact number of steps is not remembered. As they walked, counting their steps, and the count was completed, the serpent struck King Nala on the forehead with its fangs. Distraught, King Nala exclaimed, "I saved your life. Is this the reward you give me?" The serpent replied, "No, O king, from now on no one will be able to recognize you. Once you travel far away, you will find employment at the court of King Rituparna. Otherwise, in your current state, no one would offer you work." The snake also bestowed a special mantra upon King Nala, adding, "Whenever you recite this mantra, you will revert to your original form." Armed with this mantra, King Nala traveled to the kingdom of King Rituparna and began working there as a charioteer. Meanwhile, King Nala's father-in-law dispatched messengers to search for King Nala, Damayanti, and their grandchildren, asking, "Where are my daughter and your family?" The messengers set out. After searching far and wide, one of the messengers spotted Damayanti on the terrace of a palace and recognized her. He immediately went and reported this discovery to his king. When the king in whose service Damayanti was working learned of this, that she was the daughter of a very powerful monarch, he fell at her feet in deep remorse, saying, "You are the daughter of a mighty king, yet I have made you perform menial tasks within my royal palace. I am overwhelmed with guilt." Damayanti replied, "No, you are like a father to me, and I am deeply indebted to you. Had you not shown us such kindness, our lives would have been filled with immense suffering. You have truly done us a great favor." Thereupon, the messengers escorted Damayanti and her children back to her father's kingdom. Now, King Nala's father-in-law dispatched messengers once again, this time to search for King Nala himself. Damayanti instructed them, saying, King Nala possesses extraordinary qualities. He has mastered the art of driving chariots with the speed of the wind. He possessed the knowledge of mantras capable of generating fire, as well as those capable of generating water. If you were to travel to that location today, you would observe and remark upon the sheer distance involved. You would wonder whether it is even possible to traverse it. Indeed, for anyone else, such a journey would be impossible. Thus, considering the constraints of that era, when the Swayamvar of Damayanti was announced, a royal messenger, after a long search, finally arrived at the court of King Rituparna. I estimate the distance to be roughly 1, 2, or perhaps even 4,000 kilometers. Upon reaching King Rituparna's court, the messenger announced that Damayanti's Swayamvar was scheduled for the very next day, and that his presence was required. King Rituparna asked, "But how shall I reach there in time?" King Nala, who happened to be present, interjected, "I shall ensure your safe arrival." Consequently, King Rituparna accepted the invitation. The messenger, upon observing King Nala, did not recognize him. Their facial features did not match his expectations. However, given Nala's confident assertion that he could accomplish the feat, and considering that in those days, such matters were often settled through dialogue and mutual trust, the arrangement was finalized. Early the following morning, King Nala performed his daily rituals and prayers. He groomed the horses and meticulously prepared the chariot, ensuring everything was in perfect order. Having completed all these preparations, he took King Rituparna aboard and set off with the speed of the wind. As they sped along the route, King Rituparna's turban was swept away by the sheer force of the wind. King Rituparna cried out, "Stop!" King Nala replied, "We have already traversed 100 yojanas, that is 400 miles. It is too late. The headgear is lost and cannot be retrieved." At this, King Rituparna fell silent. As their journey continued, they came across a tree laden abundantly with both fruits and flowers. King Rituparna remarked, "By virtue of my specialized knowledge, be it mathematics or some other esoteric discipline, I can, through the power of my mantras, accurately determine the exact number of fruits and flowers on this tree." King Nala immediately halted the chariot. He then proceeded to count them all himself, and found King Rituparna's calculation to be absolutely precise. Thereupon, King Nala turned to King Rituparna and asked, "Tell me, how did you accomplish this?" Then, King Rituparna spoke, saying that this skill is also applicable to gambling, that it proves useful in games of chance as well. King Rituparna then requested of King Nala, "Please impart to me the knowledge of driving a chariot with the speed of the wind." King Nala duly taught him this skill. In return, King Rituparna also shared his own knowledge with him. Eventually, King Nala and King Rituparna arrived at the venue of the Swayamvara. For their accommodation, King Nala was assigned the horse stables, while King Rituparna was allotted the guest quarters. The guest quarters were equipped with arrangements for food, drink, and accommodation. However, Damayanti devised a test. She sent King Nala only raw grain, firewood, and a stove, but withheld both water and fire. She then observed him through a small peephole to see what he would do. King Nala responded by first arranging the firewood. Then, to wash the grain that had been sent, he chanted a mantra to conjure water. He washed the grain, cleansing it thoroughly. Next, to kindle a fire, he chanted another mantra, and flames instantly sprang forth. He cooked his meal and ate it. Yet even after witnessing this, Damayanti remained unconvinced. Consequently, Damayanti sent their 2 children, a son and a daughter, to King Nala. Upon seeing his children, King Nala broke down in tears and embraced them tightly. At that moment, Damayanti herself arrived on the scene. She asked, "Why have you assumed such a disguise?" King Nala then recounted the entire story to Damayanti. Damayanti then requested, "Please return to your true form." King Nala recited the mantra he had received from the serpent, and instantly he reverted to his original appearance. Thereafter, King Nala, accompanied by Damayanti and their children, went to meet King Rituparna. Upon seeing King Nala, King Rituparna bowed down to touch his feet, and said, "You are my superior, yet you have served here as my charioteer." King Nala gently raised King Rituparna, embraced him warmly, and replied, "No, had I not stayed here with you, my tribulations would never have been resolved." The essence of this story, brothers and sisters, is this. Mantras, sacred incantations, are rooted in the Vedas. The power inherent in them is also vividly demonstrated in the Mahabharata. Indeed, even the great Shankaracharya utilized such powers. We are preparing a follow-up video to this one. For now, we bring